Is he going to get hit with the copyright thing for that music? I'm like...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see you guys in the chat. Yeah, come on in. We're on the truthseekers88.com. We're going to talk with them tonight.
Yeah.
So, X-ray visionaries, check their channel out for sure and subscribe to their channel wherever you can find it. Well, let me say that now. Let's see how hard they tear me apart in the interview. You know what I mean? Maybe you shouldn't, you know. To be determined, visionaries.
Is there a call-in line?
There you go. 10-4.
You'll be treated well. I guarantee it.
Is that fun?
Somebody's going to get an external speaker right now, so I may have to go.
Yeah, that's right.
What? Yeah, but they're in the truck.
We have 1 minute, and then we're on their time. We're making them late.
Let me get this external speaker hooked up.
All right.
10-4. All right. Oh, we're in the house.
There we go.
We can tie it with this, maybe? Can I tie it on?
You can adjust it. I can blind you on.
What's this thing called?
To just hold it in place, or will it sit?
I remember a sport. Something called a sport.
I'm not sure. That, the fan.
Sit in your tabs. This little one. Or behind this one. This holder.
That's not bad right there.
All right.
Bluetooth or a cord?
Got it.
Turn it on.
It's on. Okay, they're getting ready to do this live, or this interview right now.
I shouldn't have touched it. Okay, see it back there?
We'll be all right, Robbie.
Did that light do
Live
anything
camera
for us?
action.
Extra people out of here.
We're darker, all right,
Well,
Tim.
I've got it turned off, so give me just a minute.
What kind of strap does it have? Is it like a thing that you slip in or something?
No, it's
no.
it's showing that your schedule on PPN. So.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on PPN as well. So he got it. Dad's got it. He never responded. I know he's busy.
Well, you let X-ray, I sent them out, they might have over 1 million viewers.
Yeah, before we go live, guys, we're looking at probably 1.8 million tonight.
Amen. 1.8 million. Wow. 10-4.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear us okay?
You got a little more than 12 disciples here. 12
Hey.
disciples. Oh, sorry. 10-4.
We decided to do this outside.
Here we go. Go ahead.
We decided to do this outside with everybody behind us
Yeah,
and
my
around.
father.
That's cool. That's awesome. Love it. Yep, I love it too. I love off in the right corner there, below on that field.
And if they want to light themselves up so we can see them too, that'd be great. Up to them. I can't see them behind you, but I know they're there.
If you guys, yeah.
Oh man, I wish I liked.
Could you hit the flash, enable flash?
Yep.
On your
Let's
camera?
see.
That might do it.
We should have done it out there in the middle with the Capitol.
Under one of these, yeah, with the Capitol light
Oh,
behind us, that
man.
would have been cool, huh?
Shoot, I didn't even think.
Wow,
That's
all right.
You could be there in 30
I
seconds.
can't even do. How do you can't even do a light on
30 seconds.
You
You got a bunch of humans here, though, who are pretty,
Yeah.
you know, who I like a whole lot more than, you know what I mean? Than what I think about when I look at the building over there and what's happening. So it's a vision in there.
Just stand right there for 2 hours.
Yeah, that'll be
Oh,
good
fuck,
for
it's
your
2 hours?
2-hour show, yeah. Hold that pair of socks straight out. Any Marines out there? Hold that pair of socks straight out until your shoulder explodes. Now come back.
Give me 2 Marines. I think we can get it done.
Man, I had a
Yes.
guy, I had
No,
a
I
drill
put those
instructor
up.
break me off with a pair of socks once.
Oh wait, no, that ain't work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't understand why it
Go straight
doesn't.
out, like arm circles, whatever, you know.
I can't do a light on here. That's insane.
If you can set that up.
All right, gentlemen, here we go.
There we go. on them. I'm sure I have them. What do you go to look it up? No. No. It's mine. Don't even. You're not gonna run.
Hey, welcome everybody. Getting a few minutes late start. We're hiding from the trolls just for a few minutes. They don't never know when we hit the button. That way we have fewer of them. If you do see trolls, please ignore them. Don't give them any energy, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We got some exciting special guests with us tonight. What a story they got to tell. They've actually really stamped their names in this movement in a big-time way recently, and we're so proud to know them and have them on the show tonight. True patriots, guys, fighting the game. 1776 Restoration Movement is alive and well, and you're going to hear their story tonight. Along with, we got a few more Mr. Poole drops some intel for you guys on that, and then the shot heard around the world. That's what everybody's talking about. It's clogging the news feed, right? So everybody's talking about a shot heard around the world. And then old Pencil Neck, we got a little story on Pencil Neck too. We're going to share that as well. All right. So, Sheepdog, how's your day, brother?
It's doing pretty good.
That's good.
Outstanding.
Good.
Yeah, getting better now that we got everybody here together. Hopefully to spread what God wants us to speak tonight. Hopefully that He leads us in everything that we need to speak of tonight. We ask that He come and guide us. And we thank Santa and X-Ray, and I see Joe back there.
Hey, brother.
The rest of the crowd, love you. Thank you guys for being here, and that's an awesome setup. It's beautiful, man. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
I concur. Trim, how you doing today, brother?
All right, let's silence all cell phones at this time. That's a joke.
All right, so
You're good.
Don't grab that button.
I want to give a great big welcome to X-Ray and Sam. We just wanted to take a moment, make everybody aware that they're live in D.C. right now, right?
Right.
That's correct. You got him.
Oh yeah.
We're alive and well in D.C. right now. Yes, sir.
You're muted.
Or we're muted. There we go. How's that?
We need like a young person to come and run our technology for us. Yeah, we're live and well. We are absolutely live in DC. Do you guys have comms with us now? Are we good?
All of a sudden I'm starting to have.
I got it. Don't worry. Let me jump in here. All right. How about now? Do you guys have comms with us right now?
Now we're starting to freeze up. I don't think that's on our. I think it's on their.
Is that so?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go back in a second.
It says our browser, yeah, is now we should be fine. Yeah, lost connection to the mic, but the mic's part of the phone. How are we now?
Nope, lost it right here.
It keeps cutting it off.
Yeah.
How about now? It's like a Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now? Okay. Listen.
I'll pop back in, I'm sure.
So here.
Somehow they keep getting muted.
It just keeps muting it, man. Yeah. It just keeps muting us, absolutely. Maybe this thing is losing batteries. Do you want to try to cut this thing off?
Yeah.
Is it possible that this thing isn't charged? That might make it more difficult. Are you able to hear us now at all? It keeps just muting, man.
Unplug that plug. Yeah, ever since she came.
How about now? Can you get us?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I think it was a Bluetooth speaker that was jacking us. It was trying to play some games with us. I apologize for that. We'll get someone much younger than both of us out here to manage our technology next time, so your viewers don't have to sit back there and make fun of us. This ought to be plenty of troll bait for you. Sorry. What is? Sorry, guys. Yeah.
No problem, nothing to be sorry about. All we were doing was just letting everybody know that's watching that y'all are actually live in DC right now, which is huge. they've continued to protest and are not backing down, considering what they've gone through. So, without further ado, guys, I'll give you Santa and X-Ray and the posse they got along with them there. Y'all share your story of what's happened over the past couple days, if you don't mind, gentlemen.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. This has been a heck of a thing. Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you guys. I was able to come across the country with a small convoy, 10 or 15 vehicles that just came from folks who support us down here, who supported my channel, and we came across the country. We made several stops on the way. We were safe. Saw friends, had wonderful parties, and little mini rallies and motivational stops to try to build awareness. And came in and met you, at Bunker Hill. Met Santa at Bunker Hill, and I'd been on comms with him the whole time. And I was trying to get here for the 4th. I had to push back a little bit because I had a work opportunity. I needed to make some money after being on the convoy since February, essentially being deployed out on convoy ops, since February. So I had to go back and work for a little bit on contracted business that I'd sold, before I even showed up at the People's Convoy, and rolled into Bunker Hill, saw how squared away everything was, how Santa had set up a leadership council. Everyone was very welcoming. They had a clean camp. They had sanitation and hygiene down. They had, ice water and everything ready for everybody. Great meals. A heck of a 4th of July fireworks show. But I tell you what, I missed the real 4th of July fireworks show.
Only a few of us got invited to that one.
Yeah, 10-4. 10-4. I was really trying to make that to be able to support Santa, but obviously this is, it's an aggregation. It's an aggregation of grouping of lots of little steps and small victories. And so, you hit a big victory on the 4th of July, and we talked a little bit in the meeting, and we decided that we needed to come downtown.
Well, explain something that needs to be explained is X-Ray and I have worked together from the beginning of the convoys. We both met in Hagerstown, and the first time I came to DC was under the guidance of X-Ray. He brought us into DC in a small convoy. We had 7 trucks and 7 vehicle POVs. And first time I was ever in DC proper was at his leadership. He had put together a stellar route. We went by the embassy row, all of the different embassies. We were honking our horns. They were coming out. The ambassadors and their staff, I don't know about the ambassadors, but their staff were coming out. Yeah. And the Dr. Anthony Fauci book, the real Dr. Anthony Fauci. We were passing out pamphlets. We went by Kamala Harris's house, blowed our horns. Yeah. And so, man, it was just, the first time I drove by the Washington Monument, which is behind us about 3 city blocks, maybe 4 city blocks. Where we're sitting right now, behind us is the ellipse, the ellipse and the ellipse is up there.
By the Capitol.
The ellipse and the Capitol is like 2 blocks, block and a half maybe that way, and right behind us is the Washington Monument. Of course, behind that is the White House. So we're all lined up here. We're literally sitting on the mall where you see the big rallies going on with all the people sitting around. This is where it's at. So we've been sitting here since...
it's our 3rd day, right?
Right.
3rd day.
Third
We're
day
between Jefferson and Madison, and we're just, west of 4th? Is that right? West of 4th Street, between Jefferson and Madison, on the Washington Mall, between 4th and 7th, 10-4.
Yep.
We've got the National Gallery of Art over here, and the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum over here, the Capitol, like Santa said, the Washington Monument.
Yep.
And this whole road is Patriots. This whole block is Patriots. Cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, you name it. The Patriots have come out, the flags are on their cars, and they're making a stand for freedom here in D.C.
Yeah.
And we probably ran 15 or 20 of those operations, right?
Oh, yeah.
Coming in here, we went to the White House. We circled the White House at one point.
Yeah, we
parked on Constitution.
Literally had somebody, our convoy was we were broken up, and somebody had a locator on us, and literally there were little red dots all the way around the White House. So that was X-Ray.
Yeah, we used some military mapping software and tracking software. It's called the ATAC system to track lead and rear vehicles when I had a larger convoy in a more urban area, to know when I had people through different, turns and choke points.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, it was really effective.
Yeah, and he's the one that put the route together to get us down here. I sent him in the day before. He ran a special ops down here to make sure that we could park, you know, in a place that was, you know, truck friendly. There are no truck signs on this street, but when they came and arrested me
We
on
were a block
Wednesday,
forward.
were we?
And there were no signs up there, and I have it on video. I even walked it with the police officer.
Yep.
I walked the entire block on video. It's on X-ray vision on YouTube, the whole block, and we just showed him. You show me where there's a sign, officer. Show me that no truck sign. It's all on video, and there's not one no truck sign on that block.
Right.
But this block, there is a sign.
Okay. So we were one block up that way. When I come back, I was totally discombobulated. But anyway, what happened on Wednesday? What happened on July 4th? We ran a special operation. It had been part of the plan from when we were out at Post Falls, Idaho. I showed it to X-Ray out there. He said, buttoned up plan, good plan. We pulled into, we had 4 different convoys break away, and we left at different times to stage up where we could all meet at our certain areas at the right time, so that we would be within 10 minutes of each other of starting the actual blockade. Let me personally say first that I hate running an operation like that. I hate blocking streets. I hate, you know, inconveniencing our fellow citizens.
The working man.
But the left has showed us that that kind of protest is effective.
Highly effective.
And that has been now proven in our case as well. We pulled into Big D, and his group went up to 495 to 95 South, looped back around, came down, stopped there. I took 270. We had another convoy. Indiana Bob led that convoy on State Route 7, which goes through Loudoun County, which, if you followed our politics very much, Loudoun County is it's a very nasty area. There are some great patriots there, though. I want to make that abundantly clear. Everywhere we go that is corrupt and progressive and liberal and just skanky left, there are still patriots in those areas. We've got a lot of thumbs up. Even people that were getting around them were giving them thumbs up. And then we also had a group led by another Indiana Bob, but we called him Peanut Butter. He went down to 95 and swung back around and took 95 north. So we had the 4 major inlets into DC, or into 495, within 10 minutes of each other. Literally, we shut down right in the interstate and popped our brakes, got out. We set a 30-minute timer, and took about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on where he is at, for the cops to actually show up. When they showed up, my particular officer, he walked up between the vehicles smiling. He stopped and waved at everybody on both sides of him as he walked towards my truck. And when he got up to me, I said, "I've been expecting you." He was grinning the whole way up.
They're watching.
Yeah, and so when he got up to me, I told him, I said, "Look, this is a protest," and I told him why we were protesting. And I said, "I've got, I had a 30-minute clock set. I'm down to like 17 minutes and some odd seconds." I said, "At the end of this, when it reaches 0, I will pull away from here peacefully, and there will be no more disruptions in traffic." He said, well, the first thing he said was, "I'm going to have to call the tow trucks if you don't move." And I said, "Okay." And I explained myself. He said, "Can I have your driver's license?" I said, "Sure." So I reached in and gave him my driver's license. He said, "I'll be right back." He walked back to a squad car. Meanwhile, we have blockers behind us with signs that said "Stop traffic ahead." But they had brought in a couple of those road trucks that says "Block traffic ahead." Traffic was piling up behind us. So when he came back up with my license, I had like 3.5 minutes left, or 3 minutes and 45 seconds, something like that left. And I told him, I said, "Got 3 minutes and 45 seconds, I'm gonna be out of your hair, and we're not coming back today." And he handed me back my license, and he said, "Okay," and walked back to a squad car. So when it reached 0 on my timer, I had everybody just start to line back up into single file, went up the next exit, went back around, and went back to the camp. And everybody else, except for Big D, done the same thing. Big D had to play with him a little bit more. He went down into 395 and played around a little bit, and then finally came back home. But anyway, we thought it was all well and good. We thought everything was cool, and that we had, done our protest like we wanted to, and that the authorities had cooperated with us. What I didn't know was that they found out that we were coming to D.C. I was getting intel from D.C. saying that they knew we were coming, and that, you know, actually somebody told one of our people that they're waiting on us when we get here. What I didn't know was on that same day, when they found out we were coming the next day, they swore out an arrest warrant for me and for Big D. Didn't know about Big D's at all, or mine, until actually I got out. But we were sitting down here drinking coffee on Wednesday morning and just relaxing and enjoying the day. People were already starting to begin to come by, and we were passing out pamphlets and stuff like that, you know, announcing why we're here, what we're doing, what we stand for. And I'd already talked to this officer once and told him, you know, if there's anything you need, just let us know, you know, trying to cooperate to the best of our ability. He had taken my number, and we had some Marines come jogging by, and of course this jarhead here, he knows a Marine, and he begins to yell out at them, and they stop.
Oh yeah.
They were standing up on top of Big D's fire truck, and
They were doing a scavenger hunt. They were
Yeah.
a group of young officers. They were doing this team building thing, and they got extra points if they could sing the Marine hymn with the veteran. Now, whether this was some kind of distraction,
yeah,
you know what I mean, to get me away from you, to open you up, whatever, I
Yeah.
don't know, or whether it was just a coincidence, whatever. The Marines came. They were up on the fire truck singing the Marine hymn, having a good time, taking pictures with the other Marine veterans. And you know,
I think they were genuine. I thought that.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like that. What most people don't know is X-ray is one of my body men. You want to explain what a body man is?
well, there I was, all covered in cocoa butter in the back of a semi-truck. No, all right, that's inappropriate, Patriots.
It's coming off of that.
And we just try to help keep Santa safe, right? Santa does a lot for the movement, and he's a good person, right? Good Christian who's putting himself out there, kind of as the head of this organization, and that's drawn a lot of unwanted attention in some ways from some folks who might wish us less than well. It's important that we try to look out for the people who empower us to do all of this, and Santa's the guy who does that.
That's why he said he was up on the thing that was distracted. But anyway, that same police officer called me while I was recording that on my personal phone. I've got a streamer phone, then I got my personal phone, and I saw the call come in, but I didn't recognize the name, and so I let it go because I didn't want to miss that video opportunity. Well, a few minutes later, he comes walking towards me, and he said, I've got something I need to tell you that you probably don't want to be on live stream. And I said, oh, okay. I thought he was giving me some kind of intel on maybe a threat that was coming in. And so if you watch Oreo's live stream, I asked him to stay back. Oreo was following me, and so I asked him to kind of stay back, and he did. And so when I got away from him a little bit, the officer looks at me and says, I've got a warrant for your arrest. And it shocked me. I said, me? I was totally shocked. And he said, yeah, it's out of Maryland. And so immediately I began to put two and two together and came up with 4. And he said, I'm going to put you in cuffs now. I said, okay. So I put my hands behind me. And when they were cuffing me up, a whole slew of officers come sweeping out. They had some vehicles parked out here. They had a SWAT team out here. They had, how many officers do you guys think was there? About
40,
100?
50,
About 40, 50 officers.
And they had an armored personnel carrier.
They had an armored personnel carrier with a SWAT team on standby.
Tactical officers,
It was-
uniformed officers, park officers, metro officers.
Yeah, for our
you name it,
movement,
unmarked officers. Yeah.
it was way overkill. But I understand, you know, they're used to dealing with bad actors, and so they came at us with everything they had. Yeah.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
You got that
You
right,
said it,
Mike.
Sheepdog. We were in the middle of a verse of
That's-
Amazing Grace when they arrested Santa.
That's
Middle of the
right.
verse. Dragged him out.
That's Mike on the left.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I apologize, man.
But so anyway, whenever they came, they all started running towards me, and I'm thinking, what did I do? I mean, I hadn't acted inappropriately whatsoever. And then I realized they were looking past me. And when I turned around and looked behind me, all of my people, I heard somebody, they're arresting Santa, they're arresting Santa. Well, it was like a bugle call. I mean, here they all come running. So these officers see my people running at them, I see the officers running at my people, and I'm like, oh no, this is going to get bad real quick. So I turned around and I yelled, stand down, stand down. And my people, bless their heart, they did. And of course, we'd already prepared them for something like this may happen. And fortunately, it came to just a lot of verbal back and forth. There's a lot of verbal from our side, not a whole lot of back and forth.
We couldn't even get some of the officers, some of the lieutenants refused to give their names or their badge numbers. I took my camera, and I put it in each one of their faces. A woman was laying on the ground with a broken arm, and no one would help her. So I went officer to officer and said, I know you have medical training. Why won't you help this woman? She's laying in the road. Why won't you even block traffic to make it safer for her?
Yeah, my truck.
At the same time, they're stealing your truck.
Yeah, my truck, they put an officer in my truck and backed it up. They actually hit the truck behind him, broke his fog light, and was wiggling it back and forth, I saw the video later. Of course, I didn't see any of this live. I was in a paddy wagon bouncing down towards the holding area.
They damaged Brian's truck,
yeah.
And then he left the scene of an accident.
Right.
Yeah. A police officer got in Santa's truck without his permission, turned it on, or whatever, it was running, got in it, drove it away, and in so doing, because he wasn't very good at driving it, backed it into another one of our trucks, caused damage, and fled the scene of an accident.
Yeah.
While a woman is laying on the ground with a broken arm that she's getting surgery for now, Shelly, right? And none of them would help her. I probably talked to 30 people right in their face. Why do you refuse to help her? Why won't you help this citizen?
Now, her falling off of the fire truck was unrelated to everything else. She was getting her phone out, saw a bunch of officers rushing towards her, startled her. She lost her balance and fell off of the truck. So nobody pushed her off the truck, or the police wasn't involved in that at all. But they did not rush to her aid, and she has a I guess a crushed elbow from that fall.
This is the woman who her son is a Marine who was wounded in action, shot in the face with a grenade round in 2006. His name is Corporal Bobby Porter. He died in 2013, and his mother gave me his truck when my truck died after bringing my first convoy to reinforce you guys in Burbank, Ohio. Yeah. So we were coming back across. I brought another 15, 20 vehicle convoy to Burbank, Ohio. My truck dies. Shelly's there. And before we knew my truck was dead, she had said, I've been watching all this. I've been praying about this. I've been talking to Bobby about this, and I want you to have my son's truck. The next morning I go to start my truck, and it's dead. We'd already had some issues the day before and all that, but wiring issues, right?
She's a true patriot, and she's 100%.
Shelly, shout out to Shelly, right?
Yeah.
Heal up fast, Shelly.
Hey, Shelly.
Good job, guys. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Absolutely.
Do we know if that officer that drove your truck had a CDL?
Anyway, going back to the actual arrest, they took me down to a holding cell, took my belt, took my shoestrings. Two detectives came in, one from Maryland State Police and then one from DC Metro, and they pulled me out and wanted to talk to me. Well, of course, I'm not going to answer any questions without an attorney present, and I recommend that everybody do that. You never want to talk unless there's an attorney present. But so when I refused to answer questions that way, and the DC Metro officer began to ask me, he said, do you mind if we talk something that's unrelated to July 4th? He said, I want to, if you're willing, I'd like to know why you're here, what you plan on doing, and what you hope to achieve. And so we sit down there, and it was over an hour. And about halfway through it, he looked at me and said, this is not at all what I expected from this interview. He said, I expected you to be very angry and very combative and confrontational. He said, you're not that guy at all. And I said, no, I'm not. I said, this movement is totally peaceful, and we absolutely have no problem with the police department. We have a problem with those people that sit up there on Capitol Hill, and that's why we're here. And so I explained to him my whole reason of why we're, yeah, that's still to be determined. I still don't have a problem with the police.
Hey, I think a lot of police officers are great, and I really appreciate and respect that they put that uniform on, right, and serve the public. But with that said, some are amazing. Some police officers are amazing. But just as there are those officers who are amazing, there are sure some who could maybe benefit from a little bit more training, maybe different perspectives, experience, and training.
What my intel from local PD here, DC Metro, is about 80% of them are actually supportive of a constitutional restoration movement. they want that to happen again. The problem is, and I do believe that law enforcement will be the next pivot point in this movement towards freedom. I believe that what will happen is in the near future, those officers will do what we've done. They will put it all on the line, and they'll say, you know, because they're being used.
That's right.
They're being used to enforce these restrictions on our First Amendment rights, and they're eventually going to say, you know, I believe this. They'll say enough's enough. We're not doing this anymore. Well, when they do that, they take the power away from those that are ordering them to do that. They have then empowered us again, and what they're supposed to be doing is protecting us and our rights as our individual rights as citizens. So I believe that's the next pivot point. But anyway, I talked to him, like I said, for over an hour, and he was really, really supportive and very kind. Offered, you know, is there any way we can help you? Is there any way we can, you know, make this safer for everybody involved? And I said, so I reached out to him again, I think it was today, and so hopefully we can get some assistance from him on how to make this effective and safe at the same time. So anyway, they took me from there to another holding area, and what this was here, I was actually having an arrest warrant from Maryland. I still have that. None of that has been handled or taken care of. All that was here was an extradition from D.C. to Maryland, and so I was arrested as a fugitive. My paperwork says fugitive right on it. I don't know how I can be a fugitive if I didn't know there was an arrest warrant. Nobody had ever served. I still haven't seen an arrest warrant. I've seen the charges because somebody got online and looked it up and have given me the charges. But I'm a fugitive sitting here right now. So with that being said, the next morning, and it was a miserable night that night, Mike. I mean, the first cell they had me in was a concrete slab that I slept on. The second cell had a metal bed with no mattress, no pillow, nothing. It had a toilet. The first cell didn't even have water where I could drink, but I had a little cup that I'd gotten when they gave me. I kept that and was just kind of sipping off of it. But one of the most miserable nights I've ever had in my life. I was sleeping and my shoulder would start to hurt because I was on a metal bed and my hands were going to sleep. I was sleeping with my hands, I put my fist like this and was sleeping making that my pillow. And 2 or 3 times I'd wake up and I was like this. And so I got a bruise here. Somebody's like, there's a bruise on your face. No abuse. I was just sleeping on my fist. But miserable night. I was exhausted. I'd only had 40 minutes sleep the night before. And so anyway, long story short, the next morning they took me into the U.S. Marshals, because they're the ones that handle, you know, fugitives like myself. And U.S. Marshals, very kind. They took us in and began to take our handcuffs off and things like that. And the young man that was behind me, of all people, I don't know if he stationed himself to be there or not, but when he was shaking me down, he was actually doing a pat search on me. He leaned up and spoke to me. He said, what did they arrest you for? And I said, traffic violations. And he just shook his head. He goes, I know you. And I said, you do? He goes, yeah. He said, yeah, I know you, Santa. And okay. Yeah, I was kind of shocked. So anyway, he finished the pat down, a very thorough pat down. I got 3 or 4 very thorough pat downs. So I went. He put me and another guy in another cell. The rest of the people he put in a cell. There's like maybe 10 of them in that, or 5 or 6 of them in that one. There's 10 of us total. So 8 of them. I'm doing math in my head. 8 of them went in one cell. He put me and one other guy in the next cell, and he come back around later and he started talking to me. About 20 minutes he talked to me, and he knew everything about us. He said, "Yeah, man, we're following you, man." And he was very supportive, very kind, very generous. They were very professional, very stern. You know, they handle everybody the same. You know, me being a traffic fugitive or a bank robber being a fugitive, everybody's handled the same way, and I respect that. That's fine. So anyway, they finally, I mean, it's all day affair. Finally took us into court. The judge, a very good judge, very, very kind, looked at the circumstances, looked at my criminal record, which is none. And he said, you know, the prosecutor wanted to hold me until Maryland came to pick me up. And he goes, no, we're not going to do that. He said, we're going to release you on a $500 bond. You don't have to pay anything today, but if you don't show up on, I think it was August 23rd, or you don't present yourself to Maryland State Police, then we'll charge the $500 bond. So thankful for that. But what was funny is I had no idea where I was. I didn't know where I was, and I came out. Of course, we had to have a mask on in the courtroom, so I got this goofy mask on. My pants are about to fall down because I have no belt, so I'm holding on my pants because I don't want that video to get out. And so as I turned around, they had us face away from the audience. And when I turned around to walk back out to stand before the judge, I said, that looks like Oreo, but he's got a mask on, and Oreo doesn't wear a mask. He's a rebel. And so I thought, no, it's not Oreo. And I looked over and I said, that looks like Taco Joe, but Taco Joe's in California. And I was like, it looks just like Taco Joe, man, but he's got a mask on. And sure enough, it was Oreo, Taco Joe, Rose was there. Who else was there? Ann was there. Young was there.
Quincy was there.
Who?
Quincy.
Quincy, yeah, Quincy don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm black.
If you didn't hear him, he said, "I'm black." So Quincy shouldn't have been there either, because last time I heard he was in California too. So anyway, when I turned around, I looked at them all. I'm like, that's my crew, man. That's my brothers and sisters. So anyway, they took all the stuff off of me. I was belly chained, Mike. I mean, I literally had a belly chain. I had ankle shackles on. I mean, man, they have me all shackled up. I'm walking it. I'm doing the perp walk. I can only walk just a few inches at a time. And most people would find that humiliating. I find it hilarious, man. I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever done in my life. But anyway, they released me, and I walked outside, and man, all of these people, as a matter of fact, Taco Joe starts to give me a big hug right there in the courtroom. And the bailiff says, no, wait till you get outside, wait till you get outside. The bailiff was very cool. He was totally supportive of all of us, but he's like, wait till you get outside, wait till you get outside. So I get outside, man, there's all these, yes, sir.
Let's put a perspective on this, okay? You're a traffic fugitive, right?
Yep.
They shackled you and chained you just like they chained one of the notorious criminals of our time, HRC.
Right. Exactly. Yep. It was like I was a bank robber or something like that. But so when I walked outside, all these people are standing out there. I still don't have any shoelaces. I still don't have a belt. I don't have any of my personal property. But my people are there, or a group of my people are there. Just a wonderful welcome. Hugs, tears, a lot of love, and it was wonderful, man. It was just outstanding. Until somebody ran up to me with a phone of a live stream from our camp in Bunker Hill. And at the time they released me, they were arresting Big D in Bunker Hill for the same charges. And to be honest, we have not heard from Big D. We've not been able to talk to Big D. I ask sincerely for prayers for Big D right now. I don't know if his ordeal is like mine, but if it's like mine, Big D is in a miserable place right now. So please pray for Big D.
We cheer for him right there. We got an empty chair.
Yeah.
Do you know where he's held at?
He's held at the Berkeley County Jail right now.
In D.C.?
No, he's actually in West Virginia. Yeah, it was West Virginia. The sheriff there.
West Virginia?
West
Yeah.
Virginia.
Yeah, he's facing extradition just like I did. So, but we have both obtained legal counsel. We're going to attack this with everything we have. The thing about it is neither one of us knew we had, any kind of charges against us. We thought that everything was taken care of there on the interstate. We thought everything had been handled there on the interstate. This was a political stunt, in my opinion. This was a political stunt. They waited. They knew they probably were going to do it anyway, but they waited until we got to D.C. That's where it becomes political, because they don't want us here. Well, that's tough. And they thought that arresting me would be enough. But when they realized that I was going to be set free, they took another major player in our movement. I'm going to tell you something. Without Big D, this is a dull place. Big D is a character. He is a wonderful character and a great patriot. And you know, without him here, it's just not near as much fun. And the live stream loves him. Everybody that's out there watching loves Big D. And I'm gonna tell you something about Big D. Big D's got a reason that he's here. And if you heard Big D's reason, I'll let him tell you sometime if he chooses to do so. But his reason will break your heart. And when you sit and talk to him, all that laughter and all that, you know, jovial persona that he puts out, when he settles down and just begins to tell you why he's here, it'll break your heart. He's here for a very real reason. He's dead serious about being here. That's why he's fearless. You know, Big D lost somebody very, very close to him. And that's why he's here. And, you know, when Big D rolls into town, you're going to know Big D's there because he's dead serious about why he's here. And so, but then after all that transpires, I get word. I'm back at the camp. I had to take my truck back. I went and got my truck and took it back. Somebody runs up to me and says they're arresting X-Ray right now. I said, you have got to be kidding me. So now they're taking out all the main players. You know, just, you know, all the vocal people, all the big mouths. me, Big D, and X-Ray. I mean, we're the loudest ones. Well, except for Brian. Brian's not here. All the people that are loudmouths. And Joe. Somebody mentioned Joe.
People who are willing to stand up
Yeah,
and put it on the line,
Yep.
right? To stand up for freedom
Yep.
and put it on the line, and we know that's something that could happen.
But his ordeal was
And
pretty
this
short-lived. He was exonerated very quickly and back in the movement before I even got back here. But you can see what's going on here. You know, they're testing us to see how serious we are, and I think that we have proven that we're totally serious. But I've talked enough. I'm going to turn it back over to X-Ray. I'm sorry. That's my story. He can tell his.
Yeah, real quick before we go any further, one of the gentlemen that were handing out books at the rally, the Kennedy books, right? At one of y'all's rally, you know he was killed in a car accident
Oh no.
about a week later.
No.
Who?
The gentleman wearing the Q toboggan, or the Q hat,
I didn't know that.
was dressed in the military, Mr. Krause.
Mr. Cross?
Mr. Krause.
Yeah, the guy standing there. Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Which rally?
Yeah, we don't have any proof, but you know, it's probably some crazy stuff going on there too.
Yeah.
But
Those books showed up in a box truck to Hagerstown. We had a random box truck show up at Hagerstown. Nobody was expecting it. I was kind of leading security and parking and the kitchen function. We were getting all that stood up, and we were doing sanitation and hygiene. We were getting fires and everything set up, right? Some kind of housing. And I get a call that there's a box truck,
Unexpected.
no paperwork,
Yep.
right? No delivery orders. And I was like, get it the heck out of here. What do you mean? You know, we were thinking we had a high risk. We were on the convoy. We were
already
having
had
bomb
one bomb
dogs.
threat, yeah.
That's it. We were having bomb dogs sniff the trucks every night on the convoy on the way out. I would go around, we'd count the trucks every night in the cars, and we'd have a bomb dog sniff everything to ensure, you know, the safety of the convoy and to try to mitigate a false flag. We thought it sure was possible that somebody come in, try to give us some kind of tainted donation or slip something into one of the vehicles, and then go ahead and call the police on us to try to break the whole convoy, you know, apart.
Yeah.
So we were sniffing the trucks every night with bomb dogs.
I tell you how serious we are about the security here. A while ago, somebody found a thing of 12 dozen donuts from Dunkin' Donuts and put it on my chair. And I'm sitting there, I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. So I got a dozen donuts, and I'm looking around seeing who I might have to fight off. And so I begin to open the box, and X-Ray comes running across the lawn here on the mall. Don't eat those, don't eat those. And I'm like, God.
You know how hard it is to keep this guy away from a donut? Come on. Respectfully. Yeah.
He says respectfully.
I put my life on the line, you know?
So he comes running across the mall here. I mean, don't eat those, don't eat those. And then he tells me, he tells me they actually came from a YouTuber.
One of the there's a troll group, I don't want to say what it is, but there's one of the
Exactly.
troll groups, and they used the donuts to advertise that platform, and I hit the mute button, you know, and I just told him, hey, that's actually pretty funny. That's really funny. Great job. Thanks for coming out. Hope you have a good night. I shook his hand and he just laughed and walked away. And I forgot to go throw the donuts away. And I got on a call and I turned around and I see Santa. I'm on the streamer, so I turn around and see Santa, opening this donut box. And, no, running across the field to try to stop him. But yeah, that box truck, the same thing. We weren't sure what was going to come in, if it was tainted donations, if there was something less than appropriate in there, if it was poison or drugs or what. And we opened that box truck and it's just pallets of RFK F. Fauci books. There's another name for the book. The Real Dr. Fauci, F. Fauci books. And we actually went to Bethesda on one of those special operations, and we gave out about 200 of them to everyone in the cafes and at the National Institutes of Health, their security guards.
If you don't know that are watching, the National Institute of Health, who works there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we went to see him in his office, and we gave all, as many coworkers as we could a copy of his book. Then we hit every cafe, restaurant, and coffee shop down the road. Then we stopped at Fox 5 News because they wouldn't cover us, and we all revved our engines and hit the horns.
Is it true?
We made it rain with about 100 pamphlets.
Okay, it is true.
Man, yeah.
It is true.
Yeah, we sent there was an EMT, a big old boy. He's a firefighter EMT. And he's like 6'5", man, and he took a handful of 100 of those leaflets. And he walked in and he just went, hey, threw him up in the air, and it's raining leaflets, and he goes, you can't ignore us now. And he just walked out the door. It was badass.
I've been wanting to ask you about that.
Oh, it was badass.
I heard
yeah.
it. I'm like, oh, that ain't true.
Just revving the engines on the street,
blowing
laying
the
on the
horns.
And,
Yeah.
It was good. It's
Yeah.
trying to build some awareness.
So actually, X-Ray and I and some others here have already been doing operations in DC. We were
10 or 20
determined.
times.
Yeah, we were determined to do that from the very beginning. That's what we wanted to do. The leadership of the old convoy wouldn't let us do what we wanted to do. So now we've got a new movement. And what amazes me is I don't know what I have to do, Mike, to prove I'm serious. I have no idea. Man, I'm still looking at jail time. This could go very badly for me. And what happened, yeah, I'm out right now, but I'm going to be turning myself in probably Tuesday. I was going to do it Monday, but my attorney's telling me that he wants to wait till Tuesday so that he can get up on the case a little bit more, do some more research, because when we go in and I turn myself in, they're going to rearrest me. I'm going to go through the same process that I went through the first time, and I might not be out for a while. So I've had people tell me that, they were coming until they saw I was out. I'm like, number one, why would you come just because I'm locked up? And they're like, I've had another guy, and he
that was Washington. That was the convoy from Washington who we were counting on.
And they love us. I mean, this guy loves us and I love him. But I sent him back a message today, and just basically what I said was, you guys followed TPC loyally. I mean, loyally followed them. And we have already done more in this week. We've already done way more than TPC ever thought about doing. I'm literally right now in this interview sitting on the mall.
On the Washington, right on the National Mall.
We're on
in
the
Washington,
National Mall.
D.C., in front of the Capitol.
And we've been here for 3 days.
We put the audible word out, and we're waiting on the Patriots. I mean, to those boys up there in Washington, I know that the leader is the state lead for the People's Movement, which is a group that came out of the People's Convoy. And man, I messaged the national leader of the People's Movement and said, hey, it doesn't matter what you call your group or, who's in charge on Facebook or whatever. We need to freaking come together, Patriots. You need to come together right now and support us. And I think there was some internal stuff there. I said I'll set up a call with Santa. You just tell me when. No response. Ignored the message. So
well, here's the deal:
we need you Patriots out here.
We
you
we
can't
need
ignore this.
Exactly. And one of
how dare? In fact, I'm sorry, but how dare you ignore this and say that you're leading a movement standing for freedom? How dare you sit in your comfortable chair and your couch and your air conditioning while we're here holding the line in the mall? How dare you?
Waiting on people to come.
You look in the mirror.
And the thing about it is they want me to do something big and bold. Well, I have to be big before I can do anything bold.
That's right.
I have to have more people. If I roll in right now and do what I want to do, they're going to sweep us up in 4 hours. And the movement is done.
Yeah.
The movement is done. I've wasted almost 18 weeks of my life. I've got a record
You've
now.
invested.
I've got
You've invested that
well,
time.
if they sweep it up, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's wasted.
We
It's
won't
gone.
let that happen.
I have got a record. I've got a mug shot. I spent a miserable night in jail, and I may spend more time in jail. If I roll in right now and do what needs to be done, it's over. But if I roll in with 400 or 500 trucks or 400 or 500 vehicles, it don't have to be big trucks. If you're thinking this is a truckers convoy anymore, no, it's not. It never really was.
It's the American people.
It was never
It's
really
as
a
diverse
truckers
as
convoy.
the American people are.
Exactly. We always had more four-wheelers than we ever did semi-trucks.
That's right.
Absolutely did. And
Well, one of the things that I said to Santa X-Ray, and I say to you now, is that y'all are exactly right. We noticed that too from everything that we were seeing and supporting and trying to support y'all along the way. The thing is though is that you gave cause for those that were
We cut out on us.
on the left because they're not used to seeing that truck presence like that. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Truck.
And so what is it for? Why are they doing this? You know, and those that started opening up a whole realm of y'all being able to do the things that you're getting ready to do now.
Yeah.
All right.
I
I fully believe that God is going to take care of this and in His way, and it's going to be no problem whatsoever. You know, we had 274 judges nominated and put in power for a reason in the judges circuit for a reason. Okay, and they knew times like this was going to come. God knew it too, and
That's right.
that's why it happened. And so we're going to continue this movement. And
10-4.
everybody watching it tonight, hit that pay it forward button. Let's make sure that we support him as much as possible, both physically, our voice, our presence. Okay, many times we call patriots out onto the bridges and stuff on your different travel paths. Okay, and it's really important that we continue to get people to ask questions.
yeah.
All right. With y'all's presence there on the mall and the arrest now, there's a whole bunch of other people opening up to this movement, besides the ones y'all have already exposed to it. And so you're just getting started good.
Yeah. Yeah, I need people. I need vehicles. This is a vehicle protest. This is not a bunch of people standing on the mall waving flags and passing out pamphlets. That's not what we're about. We have power, and we're going to exercise that power. We have the right. No, we have the duty. We have the duty to do what we're doing. It's not a right. It's a duty. When a government becomes tyrannical like this one is becoming, yeah, the difference between a right and a duty is if I got a right, I can do it or I can choose not to do it. That's a right. But a duty takes choice out of the matter. We have now a duty to stand up against this. We have to do this. Americans have to come together and stand up against this and say enough is enough. We're going to take care of our business. This is our government. They govern by the consent of the governed, and we don't consent to this. And so for me to, if I step out here with I had 50 vehicles when I done the protest on July 4th. I had 50 vehicles. What I did there, I could do with 50 vehicles. But to do what we need to do the next step, I need 200, 300, 400, 500 vehicles. The more I get, the more powerful the statement is going to be.
That's right.
You guys have to choose that. The American people have to choose that.
Ottawa wasn't 5 trucks. The whole world looks to the United States, and I think that when we came across on that convoy, the hundreds of thousands of Americans who came out to wave flags, who donated the $2 million, who supported us, who stood in the rain by themselves, the elderly people waving the flag by themselves in the rain. I mean, this was an incredibly patriotic movement. It was the most patriotic outpouring of American pride that I've seen since post 9/11. I hadn't seen anything like this, except for coming back from deployments, other than, after 9/11. And watching those Americans come out and say, God bless you, thank you for doing this. We have to stand up. That's a charge. That's a call to action. That's a type of mandate that you hold very dear. When those people empower and entrust you, right? With these sacred duties to go stand up for their freedom. You can't just sit around and hope that things are going to change. Right? You can't just sit around and hope for the best. We were waking American people up, and we charged towards Washington D.C. and then we like hung out in Hagerstown for a while, and that was awful. Well, now we're here in this Ottawa-style moment where we're holding ground, essential and sacred ground on the National Mall, looking at the Capitol, looking at the Washington Monument, between America's most iconic museums. And what are you waiting for? You know, what in the wide world of sports are you waiting for? I mean, just respectfully, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I understand and respect people have disabilities and children to take care of, right? Medical problems, I get that. Well, there's a gentleman sitting right next to me over here who's had 4 surgeries and 2 amputations. He's only allowed to be on his feet for 10 minutes a day, and he's standing here holding a flag, holding the line on the mall. That's Plumber B, holding the line on the mall. So if he can do it, and he didn't even have a vehicle that would work for him, so they rented an Enterprise big van so they could have air conditioning and a place to sleep. Now I get everybody can't do that, but you can get in with some friends and you can get a bus. Or you can go and rent something, or you can go to a church group, or you can seek out sponsors and donations like Bob did, right, from all the other companies in Minnesota near him to help support his truck classified as an RV so it could park anywhere down here. I mean, Americans, I need you to get creative, and I need you to get motivated, and I need you to understand that this is the time and this is the place. If you're not going to come out now, what is it that you're waiting for? What is it that would have to happen, right, to get you past that permeable membrane of your front door and out here? Even for a weekend. I'm talking about come for 2 days, Patriots. Where are you, Patriots? Where are the American Legion, flag lines? Where are the VFW riders, right? Where are the Patriot riders, okay? Where are the other honor guards around the state? Where are the men and the women who stand up for freedom in their communities? This is the time. This is the place to assemble peacefully and non-violently, but to do it like they did in Ottawa. We really need to communicate that we're sick of having our freedoms continuously eroded, right? And we demand freedom of choice.
And if you don't think I have a plan, if you don't think that I will pull the trigger on that plan, I don't know what I need to do to prove that I'm that guy that will do it.
Guys, we're right ready to rock on that.
I'm telling you.
Peaceful, non-violent, we're ready.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to give a few shout-outs and y'all enjoy it, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Mr. BG donating $50 to Santa in 1776. God bless.
Thank you.
Dan 25. Thank you, good hand. Johnny $15. Thank you.
Good job. Thanks.
City Lady $25.
Wow.
Mr. Hall or Mrs. Hall.
Yeah.
$500.
Hey, 10-4.
This way.
Look at that. All right.
$500
I wonder if they're from Virginia.
Need to help with the truckers' legal fees. God bless you all. Mustang Debbie, thank you so much. $100.
Oh, wow.
God bless you all.
Look at the Patriots.
Yeah, baby.
Yes,
The first time they've done this to me,
guys.
the first time they've done this to me,
The Patriots are coming to help however they
I
can.
thought they were sending money to Mike.
Yeah.
And they said for Santa. And
Yep.
I'm like, so finally I stopped Mike and I said, this is to help you with your podcast, right? And he goes, no, this is for you. They love you, Santa. And
Wow.
I busted. I mean, you guys remember that night? I busted. I was squalling like a
my
little
God.
baby. I mean, it tore me all to pieces. That night there was over $9,000. That's what brought you from Colorado back out here. These guys right here. These Patriots that are watching this, remember that $1,000 I gave you?
I do.
That was these guys. That wasn't me.
Thank you, Patriots.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you very much,
So just-
Patriots, that
just-
made that happen.
So I'm saying these guys are the real deal, man. They put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, 10-4.
So I was telling you, I said, just
Thank
wait.
you, Patriots.
Just wait. Watch what happens here. It's amazing.
We're represented well there as well with Spider and Joe and a few other guys.
Oh.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about Spider when we're done here.
You know what? Not for nothing. Spider's a good guy. We were working security last night together until about 2:30 in the morning, and You know, he gave me some real good advice, and he gave it to me in a good way. You know, sometimes when you want to pass some advice to people, you know, you don't just tell them, but you know, you presented it in an appropriate way that the person will receive well. And Spider did a great job with that. I really appreciate his counsel. You know, he does.
Spider's a good
Thanks,
man.
buddy.
He ain't much to look at, but he's a good man.
It's a hell of a patron.
So the X-ray, let's take it back up, okay?
Yeah, come on.
They just drove off of Santa's truck. He just got out of the face of several cops, you and your buddy there. I seen it on national news.
I let it. Oh, was that on there? I let him have it.
Yeah, they showed it on one of the clips. All right. What is the mood of everybody? And before you get arrested, what is the mood and everybody thinking? Are y'all pulling together or?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The resolve never cracked or broke once. As soon as Santa was arrested, you know, I was climbing off the fire truck, and my friend Tony, you know, from TQ Trucking in Indiana, who's hosted us twice for convoys. Huge shout out to TQ Trucking. Tony and Lisa, they're here now. You know, they came down on the convoy with us now. But he had my live stream, and he runs over there with the live stream, and he goes, oh God, here we go. Here we go. And everybody got excited. So the energy went way up. We saw these police very aggressively come forward, refuse to speak to us, push us back, tell us to stay off of the road, off of the sidewalk, refuse to allow us to provide medical care to our injured patriot, the woman who had come out and, you know, donated so much to the movement. My truck was flying the coffin flag that was on Bobby, Corporal Porter's coffin. The Marines, the bikers, stood over his body, stood watch over his body 24 hours a day, and then they all signed that flag. Well, I flew that flag when we brought this convoy here to the National Mall, and it's on my truck right now. When you guys get down here, I'll show it to you. All right, Marines, come find that. Come find me, Marines. All right, you come find this flag, okay? Rally on that banner. So the energy went way up, Mike, and, you know, we were all a little bit frustrated. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know why he was being arrested, and the chief, the two-star, you know, chief or assistant chief came back and said that he had talked to you, and that, you know, there's a privacy issue related to what was going on, but you had authorized him to talk to us. We came to understand why Santa was being arrested, and yeah, it's bullshit. We all knew it was bullshit, and that's something that we're all kind of aware of. We're sick of being spoon-fed little bites of bullshit and told it's caviar. Here, have your caviar. Here, have your caviar. And it's like, well, this is poop. You know? No. So we're watching this happen, and it's unjust. It's abuse of power. It was incredibly heavy-handed. I mean, they came down and swatted us, tried to just knock our jaw off as hard as they could. Maybe cutting the head off the snake. We're not snakes, but cutting the head off the snake is a metaphor. I'll tell you what, the pit viper in America, like the rattlesnake, you cut the head off, it can still bite and envenomate and kill you. You know, you cut the head off of a rattlesnake, an American, how about a Western diamondback rattlesnake? You cut the head off, it can still bounce around and bite you and kill you. So always bury that snake head, folks, or flip it down the river at the other raft group ahead of you, you know, if you're going to eat snake. No doubt, right? So yeah, we got worked up. I used a lot of strong language. Oh, thank you, Patriots. Mike, the energy was really high, and you know, looking back at that, yeah, I think I'm gonna try to use a little bit more deliberate verbiage and language and rhetoric, you know, going forward. But at the same time, I melted some of those snowflake police officers when I got in their face and I said, you know what you're doing is wrong, right? You're all standing here, you all have medical training, you're refusing to help this woman. You know, you're coming in here heavy-handed like this without ever serving him with a warrant or telling him, hey, Santa, could you please come in and talk to us? It was just, we're going to come in and crush you because we're powerful, and that's going to scare you, and you're going to leave. Well, forget about it. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. It's absolutely not going to happen. Every single patriot here was strong in their resolve. My hat's off to all of you patriots for holding the line. For holding the line together, patriots. Everybody moved, you know, and we were trying to find out what was going on. We're watching this officer slam Santa's truck into Brian's truck, so we're watching property damage. We never saw his CDL. We never saw him on the insurance. I don't know if they did some gap insurance on the truck when they moved it, but they sure damaged Brian's property with your truck and fled the scene of an accident. So we're looking at these police officers, and we perceive them to be the ones committing the crimes. they're telling us to move the trucks, and they're saying, well, there's no truck parking here. There's no trucks anywhere on this road. And I said, well, I spent 4 hours down here yesterday, and there's not one sign on the block that says no trucks.
No.
And they said, well, yes, there is. And I said, show it to me. And they ignored me. And I said, show me right now. Show me the sign. And I took my live stream, and I went up and down, and there was nothing. And I came back, and I got in their faces, and I called them cowards. I said, you're a coward. You're afraid to engage with me. You're afraid to follow the law. You're afraid to provide medical aid. You know, you're just doing what you're told so you can have a health care plan and a paycheck. And you're afraid to stand up for freedom. You know, you're afraid to stand up against unlawful orders.
And here's the thing is, this movement, the people in this movement, we are the ones that have supported the police this whole time.
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
Exactly. I told the chief.
We have been the ones that have defended them.
The Patriots back the blue.
Exactly.
Antifa doesn't back the blue.
BLM.
You know, BLM doesn't back the blue, but the Patriots do.
Yeah.
And then you choose a policy alternative. Like, they had multiple policy alternatives that they could have chosen, and they decided to hit us with a sledgehammer, right?
Yep.
On top of that, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that's more likely to create like a J6 crowd in your backyard, or less likely to create a J6 frustrated crowd? What do you think? I mean, is your policy more or less likely to incite domestic, right, frustration, you know, manifesting here on the National Mall?
Right.
Well, it wasn't very well thought through, and I told that chief, I told him right to his face, said, this is what you're doing. We're the only ones who back you.
It's a political
Why do you
song.
think the Patriots would ever back you in the future after they see how you're behaving now? You're going to lose the Patriots. And once you lose the Patriots, everybody's against you. And why would you want that? You have a choice. Why would you bring that on yourselves? Because the American people, you watch those videos, Americans, and I don't know how you could stand for it. I don't know how you could stand for that kind of behavior in your nation's capital.
Again, if we were out here burning things and looting stores and bashing car windows in and stuff like that, I'm fine with that kind of police presence. I'm fine with that kind of police intervention, but that's not who we are. We're totally peaceful.
Singing Amazing Grace without you.
That's just it, guys. That's just it. The last time there was destruction and devastation out there in D.C., they were tearing down statues and stuff, right?
10-4.
Destroying property. They didn't arrest anybody.
Right.
All right? They were protecting it. I need to give a big
That's right, they were
shout out to
protecting it.
RJ. Yeah, I need to give a big shout out to RJ for $25. Deb, $50. God bless you, one and all, she says.
Thank you, guys.
0917, $25 for the 1776 Restoration Patriots. Use as needed.
Thank you.
Can do it, $25. God bless you, Santa.
Wow. Wow.
$50. Thank you all for you.
Oh my God, I'm blown away by the generosity of these Americans. These Patriots, thank you. I get you might not be able to come out. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you, Patriots.
Dave, 1776, thank you, $25.
Wow.
Let's run, $25. Kevin, $100 for the 1776.
This is
God
buying
bless you.
parking meters. It's buying, hey, you know what? If we raise enough money, we could actually bring a camper trailer out. We could put multiple toilet systems in here so people aren't walking multiple blocks. Because we can't have a trailer with porta potties. But if we had a camper trailer or a toy hauler, we could put some, you know what I mean?
Shower.
Yeah, we could put a shower in there, you know, that just goes to a wastewater collection.
I like the way you're thinking.
Listen, I can do it. A Camp Lux shower. I've set up a full off-grid training facility. That would be incredible,
You
Patriots.
just say shower, right?
Shower Santa. We'll clean them. I mean, me.
Okay, PA Trump Gal, $25. God bless the druggers.
Thank you, Patriots.
$25. Thank you, Patty. Bell, $10. Thank you, Daryl.
Wow.
Ms. Bell.
Wow.
$100. Miss Judith, $100 donation. Thank you, Santa. Okay, Peach Stick, $50. 1776 Patriots, thank you so much.
Thank you, Patriots. Thank you, Patriots, for standing tall with us.
Last night, guys, that we forgot that we didn't mention.
What was that?
She said $100 last night.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What an incredibly generous Patriot. Thank you, ma'am. And sir, thank you, gentlemen and ladies, so much.
And we thank y'all, and you know, being arrested, just like Santa's saying, it's not something that we're wanting to put anybody on a pedestal for, but at this point in time, it does stand for what we're willing to do.
Yep.
As leaders in this movement all the way
Yeah, that's right. I was told that the sergeant. I walked over. I was by that woman, and she struck me in the face with her bullhorn, and I swatted it away and immediately retreated about 200 yards to the parks police. I said, "Hey, we have these agitators over here. Saw them come in. She struck me in the face with my bullhorn, and I swatted it away, and I came back to talk to you. Can you please help me?" And he just walked away from me. It's on my live stream. You can watch it. The sergeant walks away from me, ignores me like a bird chirping. Walks away like I don't matter at all as a human being. And I said, "Hey," and I said it again. I repeated myself. And he said, "I'm going to lunch." Quote, "I'm going to lunch." And he points over at another vehicle where there was just the most beautiful Parks police officer. She was gorgeous.
Did
And
I mention he's a Marine?
Oh, we're going to be married. It's going to be wonderful. You're all invited to the wedding. We can live stream it. I really think there's something there. We rode to the jail together. It was like a second date.
She took you on the date, right?
Already.
It's like a second.
Yeah, and she's good with the handcuffs, so she's fun. You know what I mean?
Easy.
Oh, sorry. We have a diverse audience. I apologize.
Easy. Did I mention he's a Marine?
I got Spider laughing. False report to a government agent. They said I filed a false report, and that's exactly what happened. What I told them is exactly what happened. And they wrote me for filing a false report for a government agent, simple assault. They said I could pay a $130 fine and be done with everything, or I could go to court and fight it. I'm absolutely going to go to court and fight it. People have been sending me videos, showing me getting struck with the bullhorn. I've had marks on my face where it hit me. We have pictures of it. We have videos. We're going to take that in and see if we can't have the right thing happen here. I want that other person held accountable. I want that sergeant held accountable, and accountability is a big part of this. Not only for our politicians, but for some folks that we see in the military and in law enforcement who either disperse or follow unlawful orders, right, that lead to the degradation of our freedoms and to the poor positioning of the United States internationally. And domestically. If you look around right now, we have a diesel shortage. We have a diesel oil shortage, right? Like you show me, Rotella, right? Where's that at right now? We have a food shortage, right? We're having backups at our ports right now. And all I can hear about on the news is Ukraine. That's all I can hear about, right? All you want to talk about is Ukraine. But we look around the United States and there's shortages of baby formula. You know what I mean? We need to take care of the United States. All right, we need to take care of America first, and we need to stop eroding our freedoms. And I think Americans know this. If you believe that, Americans, you need to stand up.
We got Trump delivering America First speech right now as we speak.
Okay, Temple.
All right, so I want to give a big shout out to X-Ray. This one's for you, buddy.
Damn.
I want to give a big shout out to Billy. He said it's $10 to buy more cocoa butter.
Yeah, 10-4. 10-4. You can never have too much cocoa butter, one. And two, we have some special things, some special events planned for, well, I don't want to say too much. Just, baby pool, personal, never mind. We're going to get there. Wrestling, right? Wow.
All right. Blessings to each of you. Granger, $100.
Oh my God. Dude, the citizens are behind us. The citizens support this. If you're watching this video and you're thinking, why would anyone support? Look at all the support. Look at the support. I think people are fed up having their freedoms continuously eroded. Buy a permit. Am I free or am I free to buy a permit?
You said something very interesting just now, okay? So the mainstream media is covered nothing but Ukraine lately, okay?
That's right.
All right? That's all you hear about. All right? Y'all made the news yesterday. I will tell you, you got some hellacious coverage.
Yeah.
All right? And then late last night, it was all clogged up again with Abe being shot, okay? Over in Japan. All right? The cool thing is that what y'all got yesterday just makes way for more in the future, okay? Good, bad, or indifferent, press is good no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we're having a hard time keeping the mainstream media paying attention to us anyway,
10-4.
And so, we had a good day where, y'all's movement
Yeah, come on, drivers.
Camp.
West Virginia.
Come to camp.
If you go to 1776restorationmovement.com, again 1776restorationmovement.com, it will give you the address of our Bunker Hill location. I really don't want people to come here first. I want you to go to the Bunker Hill staging area, and when you get there, then we'll have someone bring you in at the appropriate time, because right now we're doing everything legally. Right now we're doing everything that we can to keep everybody safe and legal right now. Again, I can't pull a massive protest without a massive crowd, and I can't keep pulling the, and I'm just going to say it like it is, I can't keep pulling a July 4th type of protest again, because you can see what that ended up being. We're going to lose who we've got here now. I'm trying to protect the integrity of the movement until we can get to that day when we can actually pull off the massive protest. So if you will come there, what we're going to do is we're going to continue to fill up the National Mall area here.
Deliberately.
Deliberately, yeah.
12828 Winchester Avenue in Bunker Hill, West Virginia. 12828 Winchester Avenue, Bunker Hill, West Virginia.
So that's what we're doing here, is we're just waiting.
And we need you early in the morning, right?
Well, you need to be there, by 10 or 11 o'clock at night for you to stage up to come in.
12828 Winchester Avenue, Bunker Hill, West Virginia. We have people waiting there. We have shepherds waiting to guide you in safely.
Yeah, because if you just try to come down here, there's so many restrictions down here. We want you to come down safely. We want everybody
Say guides or pilots, because we're not sheep. That's for damn
Exactly.
sure. We're not guiding any sheep in here.
We got some lions out there that'll bring you the rest of you lions.
We have
in.
some lion herders
Yeah.
who will help bring you in. Lions.
Exactly.
That tells you his shepherd heart.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm trying to, yeah. I came from church. Give me a break.
I would like to thank the good Lord, because every time I've talked to you guys heretofore, I have been running on zero energy. The first time that I spoke to you, I think it was 32 hours, 36 hours I'd been awake. The last time I talked to you, when I got out of the truck, I went into a chill and just was exhausted, total exhaustion. Today, after 30 hours in the joint, I got to sleep good last night, and I feel well rested, and I'm surrounded by great patriots, and so I'm really thankful that I'm not all exhausted. I'm starting to yawn a little bit, but that's because I'm old and it's getting closer to 11 o'clock. X-ray on the other side there, he's not, I'm good.
All right, yeah.
X-ray on the other side there, he's still young and he's still ready to go all night long. I'm just like, okay.
Hey, I'm working with Spider again tonight. Yeah, 2:30 bedtime for me. Well, shift change. You know how that goes sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's been awesome. Everybody here has stepped up in different ways. Mike, we should really try to shout out all the... First time. We should really try to shout out all the patriots here on the movement. You know, have done such a good job. Yeah, Temple, right?
Hey, where's
Everybody here's helping. I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we call them Mom and Pop. They're waking up every day and cooking for us. People making coffee. We're picking up trash on the mall to leave it cleaner than we found it. We have Simon and the other patriots going around talking to people as they come by, and Joe is doing an awesome job. Raptor is keeping us safe, but we've really got to shout Raptor out. He's an incredible patriot.
Come up here. This
incredible patriot.
Remember the Camaro Patriot that I talked about the first time I was on? This is Raptor. He's the Camaro Patriot. He's the one sleeping in his Camaro.
Yep.
Every night since we've been doing this, Raptor has been sleeping in his Camaro. So get a close up of Raptor there. Somebody supported. There was quite a bit of support came in.
10-4 for Raptor.
Yeah.
My honor.
He
This mine was
Wish lived with you.
Yeah, Raptor. When I'm gone,
That's right.
when I'm gone, Raptor's now in
That's
charge.
right. That's right. That's right.
He just does. I got so many good reports on his demeanor, his ability to pull people together. So Raptor's a good man.
Yep.
What's funny about Raptor? Let me just tell you a story. Everybody's familiar with my stories. So when we were headed back into Hagerstown the second time, I got a phone call saying there was a security threat at the gate. So I called Raptor and I called 2 or 3 of the other guys, and I flew ahead. A broke convoy came on out, started heading towards the gate. I pull in, park my truck off to the side of the gate next to the sign there. I jump out, and all these guys start coming out to help me protect the gate. I told them to close the gate. I had a physical barricade of bodies across the front because this guy was still on his way there, and I'm hearing this. He's threatening the convoy, he's threatening the people of the convoy, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, tension is high. I mean, tension is high. And I look around, and Raptor comes walking up, and he's literally got these big plastic raptor claws on his hands. And he looks at me and he goes, "Rawr." And all the tension went away. It just calmed the whole situation down. I believe it was a state trooper drives by and Raptor's waving at him with his big raptor claw. You know, hilarious, man. But make no mistake, Raptor is a warrior.
That's right.
I've got video.
Afghanistan veteran. Air Force veteran.
Yeah, he is not. He's the real deal. He's got a whacked out sense of humor, but
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
a
real
good guy.
deal. Yeah.
10-4, thank you for saying that.
Thank you for the support. God
It's
bless.
my honor. Thank you.
Let's bring some more people in.
You guys should beat the Patriots.
Come here,
I
Simon.
mean, everybody steps up in a different way, and they bust their butt every day on this movement. I came in to join you guys kind of late, right? Because I had to go back to Colorado and work, right? I'd already sold that business. But when I came here, I was so impressed with what I saw. And what was the first question I asked you? Santa and I met the night I came in. It was about 1:30, 1 in the morning. And I had some questions for Santa because I wanted to know if this is a group that I wanted to be associated with, or if, you know, they were planning trouble, or what it was. And, you know, they're good people. They're peaceful and nonviolent, but we've got to get the message across. And the way you had all bonded was great. I said, what are you doing that's different than what the People's Convoy did to make sure that we don't fail the way that they did in terms of leadership and communication? You know, I put it right to him as soon as I got there, and he said, let me tell you about my leadership council. And he told me he had a council that he was bumping things off of, how he was having group meetings, town halls. He had somebody in charge of security, somebody in charge of communications, somebody in charge of the website, right? Somebody handling food and those camp chores.
It was buttoned up. I mean, these
He was squared away.
And I want to introduce you to Simon.
Yeah.
Simon works for the airline industry, and he has to fly in and fly out. But when Simon's here, he's got his bullhorn. He's walking around. He's reading Patriot quotes.
Is this my bullhorn?
That's your
I think it
bullhorn.
is.
That is
I
yours.
still
Yeah.
got to mark it up. I haven't put Simon Says on the middle side of it. This is a new one I just got.
But this is Simon. He's one of our beloved Patriots here. When he has to fly out to take care of his business, man, we miss him bad. Today,
Great energy.
Yeah. Oh, and just intelligent, on point.
Does the research.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Today in the nightly meeting, when we had our nightly meeting tonight, Simon came in and he was asking questions. Again, I fly at 30,000 feet, and I need guys like Simon to kind of bring me in and let's focus on the details. All the time I'm asking people, what am I missing?
Hey,
What am I missing?
I promise I'm at 30,000 feet more than you are.
Yeah, I'd say you are. I'd say you are.
That's legal here.
I spend more time, about as well, sometimes, some weeks I'm in the sky as much as I'm on the ground, but
It's an airline joke.
yeah.
I got you.
But no, it's I've had nothing but respect for you, Santa, just from day one, before he was even part of the leadership team. I'll never forget when I met Santa was in Hagerstown, and somebody told me that Santa had an interview with the Canadian trucker that was there, and I missed that interview. and they told me that before I leave, I need to find Santa. I had no clue who Santa was, not a clue. So that was as I was pulling out of Hagerstown, that thought just popped in my head, and I was like, hey, I got to try to figure out who Santa is before I roll out of here. I had to drive. I drove from Florida to Hagerstown, and I was pulling out of Hagerstown because I got an emergency call to get back to Florida. So as I was literally in my car, rolling through the parking lot to leave to head to Florida, I just happened to see a trucker standing over there by the trucks, and I rolled up to him and I was like, hey, can you guys tell me who this Santa guy is? And it was this guy that I asked, and he just quietly smiles and says, yeah, I think I know, or something to that effect, and here that's who I just happened to be. I don't whether believe in coincidence or whatever you call it, but that was my only time that I remember ever meeting you in Hagerstown. I was there for 3 weeks, and almost every day, well, there was a few days we didn't do anything, but I routinely rolled with the convoy down to the Beltway, and then I split off, and I was here in DC on the Bullhorn making laps around this mall, blasting the White House, blasting the Capitol, with my conviction almost every day that I was here in DC. By myself. People thought I was nuts. I was driving with my car. The first lap I did it, I almost peed my pants. I think the first day I did in traffic out there.
No, he didn't. He was fine. It didn't happen, Grey Wolf.
Well, there's only a million people.
I don't know who's watching. I don't care. But I was rolling. I had somebody ride with me my first time I was in DC, and I was rolling around on my Bullhorn trying to drive a stick shift. My car is a stick shift, so I'm driving a stick shift, rolling around here in traffic, on my megaphone, blasting out the window. The guy sitting beside me was freaking out, like, I don't know who this guy is. I've never met him in my life, and he's rolling around DC, like blasting a Bullhorn out the window, driving with his knee, and so he was a little sketched out.
So we've come with lots of different approaches, and they've all been, peaceful, and they're going to escalate. They have escalated, and they will.
Yeah, I wanted to tell his story why he's here.
So, the fire in my blood, I was never involved in politics my whole life, ever, until 2020 really got me starting to pay attention, at least, and I went to, I think, one freedom rally in Tampa the summer 2020, but August of last year, my oldest brother, didn't know
for
about your
being here and
cousin.
standing
I
up
didn't know
and
about your
using that
cousin
as a
until
catalyst.
tonight when you were telling your story. too.
Motivation.
Yeah,
I
that's the
understand your
fire. That's
motivation.
the fire in my
You
blood.
want to talk?
I have an email I want to read.
Okay.
Yep, I want justice. I want an investigation, and I want justice.
Thank you,
Yep.
Simon. Thank you. Come on around here, brother.
No, I'm good right here.
No,
I'm
no,
good.
come
I'm
on,
good.
please.
I'm good right here. I'm good right here, brother.
We got somebody who wants to read something. Can you hear him? Give us a-
They'll hear me. So this email came to me. Says, could you please let Quincy know that I've just completed an order with Mike Lindell's My Pillow for 50 pillows being shipped expedited to the Winchester Avenue address. They should arrive in about 5 days. I did use Quincy's promo code, which is BCP, by the way, and spoke to a representative there at My Pillow. They are very interested in the 1776 restoration movement and will check them out, she said. The buy one, get one free promotion was extended to me with this order. Additionally, I have emailed Victoria at the camp, and hopefully she will see it soon. I'm sure she gets a lot of emails. Thank you so much. Elizabeth from Oregon.
Oh, wow. 50 My Pillows are coming in.
Look at that.
Also, I got a phone call from Jamie from North Carolina. He's part of our movement. He comes every weekend to be with us. He's at a rally right now. If somebody can tell me what the rally name was, I forget what it was. He talked to Eric Trump today. Eric Trump said that President Trump actually knows about us. He knew about us and was totally and 100% in support of us. So that kind of blew my mind. But yeah, we're pretty excited to hear that as well.
We got Steve and
New family.
Come on, I told
Come
you.
up here. I forget your name. I know your son's name is Josh.
I'm real.
Real?
Real. R-E-O-L. Real. Yeah,
Real. R-E.
Rel.
Real.
Real,
Okay.
yeah. And he
Real
brought
just-
his family
Yeah.
and his neighbors
Yeah.
to come out and join us. And he was in Hagerstown with us.
Come on up.
Come on, where's your daughter?
Brand new, just rolled in today.
Yeah. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining us.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Patriots. We gotta mention Spider and Steve.
Wow. That's not cool.
Well, we've kind of been knowing that something might be coming down the line for a little while on that, right? Have you guys talked about that on your channel? So they're cued in on that. All right. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
They're about to do it.
Things are happening, gentlemen, and we're right in the thick of it. Y'all are right in the thick of it there, so let's keep plugging.
10-4. We're here. We're not going anywhere.
You care if
We're
I bring
standing
some
up for
more?
freedom.
Care if I bring some more Patriots?
Come on, you got to meet these Patriots.
Yeah, Joe, come on, or
Spider.
Spider, come on out
Spider.
here.
This is the real Spider, everybody. Crawl it on in here, Spider.
Get in my way.
Good. That's what we've heard. That's what we've heard.
Of course, you all know Spider.
Oh, I was gonna say I can't hear him.
I'm sorry if I was talking over you. I apologize. Spider,
You're gonna have to relay because I can't hear him.
we're waiting on you to say
Yeah, we're
something.
waiting on you to say hello to them. You know, we're saying you're awesome, man.
How you doing?
Good.
I still gotta meet you, Trim. You're the only one on that screen I haven't given a hug to yet.
Well, yeah, Spider's a great guy. He helps us out with camp. You know, he has a good eye and a lot of experience, and he's a great communicator.
Yeah.
He's on the screen. I didn't even see.
Yes, he has.
That's right.
Yes, he has.
That's right. Love
All
him.
I know is the Lord sent me here for a reason. I'm fulfilling that reason.
He's so calm, so kind, so gentle. That's the kind of people that we're needing is gentle warriors.
Christian soldier.
Yeah.
That's the only side they've seen so far.
Yeah, 10-4.
Who am I missing? Where's Steve at?
Right behind you.
Steve? All right, bring Steve in. Thank you, Spider.
And then Tony and Lisa.
Steve came
We're
in.
brothers, by the way. Look at us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they
Oh,
going?
right
Good.
in.
Yeah, but
Long lost brothers.
Look at these guys. Look at these bearded
Come on, look at over
Patriots.
here.
Yeah.
We'll make it better. We'll make it
Long
better.
lost brothers. Look at that.
He's our Constitution man, though.
You guys are awesome.
Steve came in.
That's awesome.
He is actually. There's a group of Chinese Americans for Freedom that have put him up. They're taking care of him, and got him a little apartment in their church. Is it?
In Rockville, Maryland, in their house. I have their whole basement apartment.
It's in Rockville. That's where
Rockville.
that's where my charges come from.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
I've been through there.
You might have to go down there and stay there.
So
if
they,
you need to, or you need a place to stay.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
basement apartment.
I think Rockville has a place for me to stay.
Oh,
Yeah, they took care of that. Right, yeah.
No, I meant if you needed a house.
And he didn't have to even have to pay rent.
But he came in with a bunch of pocket constitutions from them. They're constantly resupplying us with pocket constitutions. He's been, when we were doing our rallies and stuff like that, while we were waiting for the July 4th date, he was giving some speeches on, and one of the things he's done that's really interesting, he's offered $5. He will donate to the cause $5.
Right.
If you just memorize, put it on video, and post it on one of our social media sites, the preamble to the Constitution. And he's just...
We've had 7 so far.
That's awesome.
7 so
At
far.
least
Awesome.
7.
That's
fantastic.
Seven.
Yesterday.
So I'm $35 in.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
So we're
awesome
proud
job.
of him. We're
Awesome.
proud
I've
of
been
him.
with I joined the People's Convoy on February 24th, the second day they started, Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yeah.
And when they went back to California, I stayed here, and I was also, like Simon much, it's amazing how our paths are similar, but we didn't meet till recently. But I actually came down here out of 1 month being in Rockville. I took the subway down here 12 times, 4 times a week for 1 month.
Good job.
And I was here during the whole leak of the abortion situation, 6 days straight. That was an incredible experience. As Santa knows, and a few others here, my long-term intention, privately and with these groups, and now with this group like never before, was to stand in front of, personally or with other people, in front of every federal office around here, at least every one of them, most of them, and read the parts of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, and then have my own little say, and then move
You
on.
might just get your chance.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and then he brings
might
it up
just get your
today, and
chance
I
in
almost
here.
fell off my chair when
Well,
he did.
pretty soon.
One of the things that we've talked about today and what we're going to institute here, I have 5 different agencies. 5 agencies here. There are hundreds and hundreds of agencies. This is our problem. This is where America has its problem. We don't. What's over there at the Capitol building is one thing, but we've got 600. I heard a guy interviewed the other day. There are 600 agencies that work under the executive branch alone. That is our problem. The federal government has grown so big. They were never supposed to be this big. We need a small federal government, and the states can govern themselves at the local level far greater than we can, or they can at a federal level. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If a state wants to experiment with taxing the rich, let's say, if the state wants to experiment with some kind of crazy regulation, if they want to experiment with whatever they want to experiment, it doesn't matter. They can do that as a state. It only affects that state. As a member of that state or a citizen of that state, if you don't like it and you can't get that changed, then you can vote with your feet. You can move out of that state to another state that more closely aligns with your belief system. That's what our founding fathers intended to happen. But when the federal government begins to make crazy laws, when they start to put heavy regulations, when they start getting agencies like these that are all around us to enforce that law with fines and imprisonment and all these kinds of things, that affects all 50 states. When the federal government makes these radical, crazy changes, it affects all of us. Where do you move then?
DOT, EPA, Department of Agriculture,
Exactly.
Department of Education, you know what I mean?
Where do you move then? You can't. So that's why we need a small federal government, and our state governments need to, if they're going to make changes, if there's an EPA, let it be on a state level, not a federal level. Let it govern that state, because what we got now is a cookie cutter approach to all 50 states, and it may work in one of those states, but it doesn't work in all of those states. So we've got to come back down to what our founding fathers intended, was for a strong federal government for this reason, national defense, and a last resort appeal for when a state violates an individual's civil rights or their constitutional rights, that we can appeal to that high court to get that rectified. That's their only objective as a federal government. We don't need Washington, D.C. to be this big. So what we're going to do is we've got people researching every one of these agencies. We've got 5 right now being researched. We're going to go stand in front of them, live stream what they are, why they're bad, where they're violating constitutional rights, and
what they can do better.
And why are they a federal agency? They don't need to be a federal agency. They need to be smaller agencies throughout whatever state wants them in their state. If you, we had a constitutional sheriff not long ago. I believe it was in Virginia. Forgive me, I don't really know exactly. I believe it was in Virginia. The FDA came in to shut down a small processing plant in that state. The constitutional sheriff met them at the gate and said, "You're not welcome in our county." And they had to leave. That shows you the power that we have. You're not welcome here. He is the supreme law enforcement agent in that county. And he flat told them, you can't do that here. And they had to leave. So that's what needs to happen. We need state governments to run those states, and this federal government to mind its own business. And that business is securing our borders, making sure that foreign entities do not come in to try to destroy us, and they are the last resort appeal for states that may violate an individual's rights. So,
So can I add to that, gentlemen?
yes, sir.
All right, so to dive down the path a little bit deeper, yes, it has already been stated by Trump and his administration early on, okay? Even though he was really only truly president for 2 minutes and 46 seconds, all right? In 2016, 2017, you know, when they inaugurated, 2 minutes, 46 seconds into his speech, the military came up behind him and assumed the power for we the people. Because his whole speech
Hey, I love these guys, and this is an awesome movement. Y'all come on down. It's really worth it. It'll be an experience of a lifetime.
Oh,
it
absolutely.
is for every person here, an experience of a lifetime. And you'll be standing up for your country and freedom. And come on down. Come on down. Love y'all. God bless you.
Miss Ann, come on up in there.
They're farmers and they own a truck
This is
company.
Miss Ann.
Hello.
She's part of our kitchen crew, fantastic patriot. She's one of them women I was talking about that, she kind of scares me a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
She's an awesome patriot.
She's a warrior.
Works really hard,
A
especially
warrior.
feeding all of us.
Yeah, every day,
Keeping our
constant
supplies squared away and water cold and
Best coffee
a
ever.
friendly person, letting other people stay in her van if they
Yep.
need a rest, right?
Yeah. And let me say real quick, these are the people that are here right now, but we also have a full team back at Bunker
That's right.
Hill.
That's right.
We've got people back there right now
People on
that
security
are
over
working
there, over
so
there,
hard
over there,
to make this
over there.
movement a success. Please don't forget that Big D, right now, Big D is still in jail. He's in a miserable place right now fighting for freedom. This can't be ignored. This cannot be overlooked. This cannot be forgotten. Those people that are not here, I've got people here that I'm bringing out. I wish I had everybody here that I could bring out and introduce you to you, but these are just some of the people. But Miss Ann, go ahead and tell them something.
This is just an awesome movement. I mean, you can feel it in your heart. We are patriots. We love our children. We love our grandchildren. And we see what's happening. I called today to a friend who saw us on your show, and he said, my daughter, who has mental problems, who has had a lot of, and she's just 19, she's been hired as a substitute teacher. No experience, has been in rehab for mental conditions. It's because they can't hire anybody. They're hiring teachers and saying, we're not teaching this stuff, and the teachers are leaving. These are the kind of things we're fighting for. This is our country, that's our children. And they're being brainwashed. They're being twisted and turned. And just that one thing is worth coming here and fighting for.
Very good.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be here with you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. I'm glad
You're a
I'm
strong
here.
woman. Thank you for leading the way.
This has been a blessing. This has
You
been.
have been a blessing. You have been a
Very
blessing.
I want to be part of the team.
Don't mean to. There's just two more patriots, a husband and wife team that I really would it be possible
Oh,
to.
absolutely.
Tony and Lisa, are you here? Tony and Lisa, could you please come up just for a minute? Oh, Miss Ann.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. Are you
Oh, did you get your cooling situation? Are you
Oh
feeling
no,
cooler?
that's
Ben and Sarah.
Ben and Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Ben and Sarah. Yeah, that's them.
And it's being worked on right now. They got a couple of our guys
Where are
up
they
there
at?
almost done.
Yeah,
I'll go
let me go
check
see.
on them and
Let me
send
go
them
check
down
on
this way.
They're in the RV.
Okay. Y'all have a great one.
Should I see if I can get Ben and Sarah tomorrow? If they're not close, it's okay. They're in their RV.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's Mom and Pop right there. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah. Well, that's not them. They're not that old, you know. I mean, they're old, but I'm just kidding. These are like my convoy parents over here almost. I got my extra convoy team, and this is Tony and Lisa. They own TQ Trucking in Indiana, and twice they're farmers. All right, they farm corn and beans, right? And they have 28 trucks in Indiana, right? And or 20 employees. 28 employees and 18 trucks. And they're trucking all over the country, and they've let me rest my convoys, stop my convoys there twice as I came to reinforce the Patriot movement. 2 separate occasions. The first time, he pulled every semi-truck up to his own diesel tanks and he emptied them into our semi-trucks and sent us thousands of dollars in fuel. You know, he supplied just to get us to D.C. To try to help, and they cooked for us. And
What you don't know.
they fix my truck every time I go there. There's something wrong with my truck.
It always
and they-
breaks down at my shop.
Yeah, you got a nice shop though.
Yeah, I know.
What you don't know is
Gotta hear.
the first night, the night we were staging to do the July 4th rally.
Yeah.
He walked up and put $1,000 in my hand to fuel that night. So that's the kind of people.
Wow.
That's the kind of people they are. Just
Wow.
you know.
Just, I do what I can
I didn't
do.
know you did that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do what I can do.
Why are you all here? Why did you leave your farm as a married couple and come to Washington, D.C.? You have a lot of land out there. You have a lot of people counting on you. You have amazing children, right?
They're running the show right now. Let's hope let's hope the show is still there when we get there.
You got good people there. Yeah.
I got good people, good boys, good girls, and they're all taking care of it for us, so we can come out here and do what we need to do. You know?
For our children and our grandchildren.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that they can keep farming, so they can keep moving on, you know, because it's what we got to do.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
should have the freedom that we grew up with.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's,
At least that.
yes,
At least that.
that.
At least that. You know. And I
And the way
feel,
things are going,
I do worry
Yes,
about it.
ma'am.
I do worry about it.
Yes, sir.
I worry about my grandkids. What are they going to do when they get
yeah, what
25,
kind of
30
future is
years
it?
old? You know. I
What do you
worry
think the
about it.
risk is to them in 20 years?
Right now,
Can't
the way we're
imagine.
going,
Can't imagine.
can't imagine. I don't know. It's a high risk right now. I mean, if we keep going in the direction we're going, we got to get it changed somehow. We got to get new things going on here. And I think it just takes a lot of people. We need a lot more people to do what
That's
we're
right.
doing.
That's right. Come on, we need
Yeah.
you people. Please come out.
Yeah,
Please come to
Yeah.
Bunker Hill, 12828 Winchester Avenue, right? Come down here. We'll guide you in. We'll get you in the right spot. We're doing something big. Thank you, sir. Awesome. Yeah, peaceful, right?
Meet some of-
Non-violent,
Meet some of the best people
but
in the
it's
world
going to be
right
a
here.
big thing, and we want you here. We don't want
Honest to
any,
God.
right? Any rioting, but we're going to get a message out there, and that message is going to get heard.
Let,
We
let,
need you to help communicate it.
let me explain this. I've had so many people talk to me about this, and it is a daunting task what we have undertaken here. I know that. I'm not an ignorant man. I know that this is a very daunting task. When I was talking to the detectives the other night when I was under arrest, I told them, I said, we're like what's going on here is we're like a huge ship out at sea. You don't turn that all at once. You have to slowly turn that around to get it back on course. And our federal government is just, you know, and these people do not want to secede power to the people. That's tough. They're going to have to, because we are the people. The Constitution and Declaration of Independence gives us that right. And now it's, like I said, it's now our duty to bring this ship to bear. And I know that's a daunting task. We were talking today, Simon brought up some things that, you know, some bullet points, some talking points where we could all talk about the same thing. We began to talk about the different things, and the list just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. I said, okay guys, I want to welcome you to my world. I have done this multiple times in this movement, and the movement before. What do we need to do? And so I've boiled it down to the root. If you want to kill a tree, you don't start at the leaves. You go to the root. Well, the problem is, you know, that we've got all these bureaucracies, we've got all of these agencies, we've got all these problems that we're dealing with, but the real problem is that the federal government is too massive, is too large. We are no longer constitutional. That fact right there alone shows that we're not constitutional. I had somebody speak out on my live stream, says, doesn't Santa know that we're already a constitutional republic? No, I don't know that anymore, because we're not. The federal government was never supposed to be this strong, never supposed to be this powerful, never supposed to be this persuasive. As a matter of fact, in the beginning, the federal government would advise states on what to do. There's a reason why when they talk about the Supreme Court, it's not a ruling. It's an opinion. It's an opinion. There's a reason why that we've changed that now. We're trying to change that. It's now a ruling. No, it's an opinion. If you'll read the documents, you know, there's a reason why they use that verbiage, is because it still comes down to the states to be able to do what they need to do in order to function with their citizenry, what's best for their citizenry. Anytime you get something that is massive and big, you lose power. It's like food. It's like, you know, if you cook a meal for you and your family, and you're using small portions and small cooking utensils, that meal is going to be much better than a massive kitchen that is just throwing out food. I'd much rather eat off of your table than it would a prison table.
That's true. They know how to cook out there in Indiana. Let me tell you.
I kind of had
They
that
do.
feeling.
They throw
I
up
kinda-
feast for us.
I
Yeah.
kind of had that feeling.
Yeah.
But anytime you get bigger and bigger and bigger, you lose quality. That's why your best restaurants, they serve, you know, they have really, actually, if you go to some of your best restaurants, they have small seating areas because they don't want to be in that rush. They don't want to make massive pots of things. They're cooking each individual meal individually. That way they can pay attention to it and prepare it at the best rate for that. And what we got here is we've got a prison system, basically, that is just throwing out all of these regulations and all of these rules, and we can't have that anymore, guys. We just cannot have that anymore. So, is there anybody else wants to go on camera?
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah. Hey, thank you guys so much
Missed
for
anybody?
everything you've done.
Thank you.
Bob's behind.
Who is it?
Bob is behind.
I've got a lights all in my face here. I can't even see who's across from me. I know some of you guys want to go on camera.
Indiana Bob.
Indiana.
Indiana Bob's back
He showed
here.
up.
Jenny
Where'd
said.
you come from?
Yeah.
Get up here, Bob.
Bob.
Bob was a part of the former movement, and he was actually the one of the leads in the Indiana the People's Convoy when what happened in Hagerstown happened and it split up and all that kind of stuff. Bob and I had been in communication quite a bit. He changed his name to the 1776 Restoration Movement Indiana division. So he's been a great patriot. He is a great patriot. The sacrifices that Bob has made for freedom. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I know most of these people's story. Some of them bring me to flat out tears, choke me up. Bob is one of them guys. I've spoken to him on a number of occasions. He shared some of that stuff with me. Passionate, dedicated, intelligent. He will do whatever it takes to win freedom. And so Bob, go ahead and tell us a little bit why you're here.
I'm here because
You got to speak up.
I'm here mainly because I see what's going on in this country with this federal government, the overreach, just the way they're stepping on our Constitution and our rights. I follow David. Like I said, I joined in the People's Convoy in Hagerstown when they first rolled in there that first week. After going to a rally in Monrovia, Indiana, and joined the convoy. Was only going to run to the Ohio-Indiana state line, and I ended up in Hagerstown. Stayed about a week, and then Santa and I got in contact, and he asked me to start helping him with Indiana, building a group of patriots there. We had a rally there in New Paris when you guys came back through from California that second time, and followed them on into Hagerstown. And then I'll follow this man to the end. And
Let me tell you what he done. I got a phone call from a guy in Indiana that was it was the first time Anthony Fauci had poked his head up after the book came out, and he was going to do a commencement speech at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, right?
Yep.
Ann Arbor, Michigan. And that guy was wanting us to bring the People's Convoy through there and actually protest that, and there's no way that logistically I could be there in time. So I called Bob and I called Ohio, and I said, can you guys go, because Michigan didn't have a movement at that time. I said, can you guys go up there and do this? Bob was all over it, man.
Oh, I loved you, man.
He was all over
I wanted
it.
to be there so
And
bad.
he put together, I don't know how many vehicles. How many vehicles?
there was probably 60 or so.
About 60 or so vehicles show up at the University of Michigan, outside where Anthony Fauci is doing his first public appearance, and they're blowing horns and just raising all kinds of cane. And Bob was one of them. He's one of them. He's the one that put that together, along with the Michigan representative, and it turned out to be a total success. What I was hoping that coward would do was back out of his commencement speech. I wanted that so bad. I was like, can we just get him to back out? But Bob was on the lead of that.
Fire Anthony Fauci now. He's killing Americans. It's unjust. It's inappropriate. Everyone knows he's just Fauciing us. It's become a verb. So fire Fauci now, please.
Hey, hey guys. It's Mom and Pop.
Oh.
There you go.
I heard that India has a warrant for his arrest. Publicly hanging.
India has a warrant for Dr. Fauci's arrest.
I'm pretty sure.
Unsubstantiated, but it would be interesting.
Let's bring Mama.
Yeah, 10-4.
Let's bring.
Is it a chair
Oh,
for
yeah.
Hang on, let's get a chair for
Does he really have a warrant for arresting again?
India.
India.
I want to buy him a one-way ticket.
Wow.
Bob wants to say one more thing here. Go ahead.
Yeah, some of you probably don't recognize me or anything, but you may know me by the trailer that I pulled across the country up to Michigan and up to Hagerstown. There was a trailer that said, "It's time to stand," in huge letters. Had a jail cell welded on the opposite side. It said, "Lock 'em up." Pulled that, like I say, from Indiana to Michigan, back to Indiana, around the Capitol in Indianapolis, out to Hagerstown, and here in D.C. Pulled it through the town here in D.C. and back to Indiana.
Yeah,
So
wow.
I
Cross
think
on it too.
it has a huge wooden cross on the front.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we've showed that footage here on the show, Bob.
I thought I'd seen that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Bob's a good man.
Before the 2-hour mark hits, guys, I'm not trying to shut us down or anything, but we're broadcasting on Patriot Party News as well as the TrueSeekers88.com. Chaz over at Patriot Party News says to give Santa and the crew there a big shout out from him. He's grateful for us coming on tonight and putting on such a good show. Guys, y'all are doing awesome. 1.2 million viewers over there with them tonight.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Mom and
Hey,
Pop.
thank you, viewers. We're here. If you're a state lead for one of these patriot or freedom movements and you're not trying to come out here,
Where do you want to
you better go look in the mirror and try to figure out what's wrong with you, okay? Hey, it doesn't matter what group you're in. We need you out here. It's not about the name or the power or the fluff. It's about the patriots. You better get out here and stand up, patriots. Hold the line with us for freedom. We need you. If you won't do it now, when are you going to do it, patriots? We need you now.
Mom and Pop Smith, everybody, real quick. These are the ones you guys bought the air conditioner for.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. They're going to be sleeping in a cooler environment tonight, correct?
hopefully?
No, they take the wrong base plate.
Okay.
We're going to get a base.
Another day. But
We're going to get a base plate tomorrow.
We're going to all over separate.
Every single day, getting up every day.
You have to say one when you order.
Okay. Extra stuff.
So we appreciate them.
Yeah, if they can do it, anybody can do it.
Do you care to tell your age?
80.
28.
83? 83 and
84.
84. 83 and 84. Up
God
every day,
bless.
fixing breakfast, fixing coffee,
That's right.
always with a smile.
That's right.
So humble, so precious, so sweet. We love them. We love them so much. I would also like to say we have lost two of our members. Help me, Bryant and Tracy.
Brian and Tracy.
Bryant and Tracy, great patriots. We will always have them in our hearts. Loving memory.
That's right.
They've gone home to be with the Lord. They've earned their reward. We just know that they're happy and at peace right now. But it'd be wrong for me not to recognize Bryant and Tracy right now. Great patriots, and we miss them dearly.
When I got arrested, Mrs. Smith was walking with me, and she had a big stick. She had a big stick, you know, and I think she struck fear into those boys. She's like, "Where are you taking him? You know, why are you taking him?" So, thank you, Mrs. Smith, so much for getting my back. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for everything you do. It's so
I'm
great.
going to take you away.
Yeah, take me away. It sounds fun. Just not until I get the job done here. All right, first we got to bring other people here, and then, yeah, we'll go on a road trip. It'll be awesome.
We're in between 4th Street and 7th Street.
Well, Madison. Yeah, we're going to take 3rd Street to 7th Street, Madison to Jefferson. Yeah. And then we're going to take it all the way back. And then as we add vehicles, we have a plan for that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. We've got more. Trust me, DC's a big city. We got a lot of room to park.
All right, cool, because these are truckers asking.
Okay.
Hey, drivers, bring it on in there, driver. Freaking hammer down, stick it in the big hole. All right, and come on down here. If you don't know what that means, it means top gear.
But
go to West Virginia first.
But yeah, we need you to go to the West Virginia spot, the
12828. They already put it up right here, Santa.
Yeah, go to that place first. We'll bring you in at an appropriate
Especially
time.
the big trucks.
Yeah.
Big trucks. Please go to West Virginia. You're gonna like the biscuits and gravy we've got there for you.
But the thing about big trucks is right now, they're not letting us park our big trucks out here. They've asked us to move all the big trucks. We have done that, but all of us came back in cars. So.
Yeah, even the big truck owners rented cars and came out, or grabbed cars. And we have a special plan with those big trucks, and we have a special plan. I can't wait to show y'all. It's gonna just be it's gonna be patriotic.
It's gonna be powerful.
You can't ignore it. You won't be able to ignore it.
Oh, and truckers, you're gonna love it. He ran it by me today, and I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, trust me, truckers.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Sheep. We love you, man.
Love you, Joe.
Thank you, buddy. You my brother.
So, we're going to wrap this one up. X-Ray, anytime you would like to have us on the show with you, we'd be glad to do that.
Oh, that's a great honor. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
We're very proud to have y'all on our show tonight. And, anything we can do at all, Santa, make sure they got our Marlon and my numbers. Marlon said to give you a big old shout out too, and a hug around the neck. Okay.
I love it.
But make sure they have all of them have our numbers. We're committed to helping.
Amen.
Yeah, you are. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and helping us get that message out. We sure do need patriots here.
Yeah, absolutely. Santa, would you like to close us out in prayer, sir?
Oh,
I'd love to. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to share our stories, share our passion, share our reason for being here. Thank you for these brave patriots that have put together this awesome website that we can come on and interview, and this avenue for all of those that are watching. Oh Father, we ask that you bless them for the money that they have so hard worked for to share with our movement, to keep us afloat, to keep us doing what needs to be done. Lord, we give you honor and we give them honor. We thank you for them. I pray, oh God, that you bring a blessing upon each one of them. Those that are the moderators of this channel, and those that support it with their finances. It's just amazing, oh God, to me, how you've brought everything together perfectly, and you continue to bring everything together perfectly. And I believe with all of my heart, you will bring this to a successful and peaceful conclusion. I pray for that every day, every waking moment. That is my passion. That is my goal. And we thank you, Lord, for putting this call in our lives, putting this call in our hearts, giving us an opportunity to do something, not only for our country, but for your kingdom. Ask you to bless us all as we leave company with each other here. We begin to sleep. Give us a good night's sleep. Put protection all around us. We're in a very dangerous area. Tomorrow there are very dangerous people coming into this area. We ask that you keep us safe and watch over us. And we will give you the praise and the honor and the glory. It's in Jesus' name we ask. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rod. Let's make sure we're all doing our part to join them.
Amen.
In whichever way that is.
Thank you. Thank you, Patriots, and thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have a good night.
You as well.
Good people right there. Good conversation right there. Man.
All right, gentlemen, we're off air.
Tim.
206. Wow.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks,
for letting
Sheep.
us use your light. That's what we should have said.
Hey, is I am in there?
Let us borrow his light.
Oh,
probably
okay. I wish I was.
Real expense for years.
I hear you, man.
know.
I wish I was.
Tell them we said hi. Thank you, guys. God
Yeah.
bless you. Listen.
Y'all have a great night and get some rest. It's going to be a big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Man, he's all right.
Thank you. Thank you.
God
I'll
bless
see you
you
tomorrow.
guys.
Yeah,
Have a good
great to
night.
see you, my friend. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Have a good one, man. Yes, sir.
All right, visionaries, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty fun, right? That was a really fun conversation.
All right, guys. All right, let's get everything before it starts to pour. Hold on one sec, guys. Let me turn this light off real quick. Yes. Yep, it's about to rain. So we gotta get to the truck, bring the car or the chairs. Yeah, I know, it's too much. It's too much. Yeah, it's our head. It's nobody else's head but ours. Right. Yeah, there's no disrespect. It's talking about a different. All right, we gotta
Get ready for tomorrow, everybody.
throw this trash away. Yeah, the lights are definitely need a light. Holy shit. All right, so we got a light kicking. We're gonna try. Whoa, look at those bugs just flying around. You see it? Yeah. They're just flying around. So they got the kitchen all set up right here, guys. They pick it up and take it down every day. So there is food. Julie, what's up? What's up? 100%, thanks. Here, offer this to your lovely wife. Be safe and keep having fun. Yeah, the umbrella, yeah. Just so everybody knows, keep us afloat. It's in the description, guys. Cannot believe how many true patriots out there just throwing 25, 25, 25. That's crazy, man. Now you ready? Huh? Yeah, we're parked over here. Parked over here, dear. Unbelievable. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, guys. See you in the morning. Definitely. So, definitely crazy. It's a good thing. I mean, oh man. Just a lot. We're gonna do a private. We're gonna do a members only video a little bit later tonight. I tried to do a members only live, but that didn't work. So we're just gonna do a recordings. What?
Where are you going?
I'm showing the Capitol. I know we gotta rush and get over there before it rains. And when you say 25, 25, again, is that for you two of them? Are you getting enough? Yeah. No, that 25 and 25, all the money is going to 1776. We're not part of 1776. We are just streaming 1776. We will be lucky to get 25, 25, 25, 25. But it's like pulling teeth, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. It's just crazy. Shit, every day you gotta pay. But I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, we definitely have to have another.
It's just been coming out of my pocket left and right.
Oh yeah.
You know, but people don't understand that. It's like, oh no, you're just there, just hanging out, filming. That's, you know, just what we do.
Some support,
Oh yeah, we got some support, you know. That's real. But you know.
Very grateful for it.
Yeah, grateful. Yeah, 100. But not like that. Jesus, Craminetti.
No.
$20,000. I mean,
And
then
I couldn't believe it.
like whoa.
Sitting here.
Well, like say if I go to jail, guys,
100.
who, you know what I mean? Who's gonna look out for me? You know what I mean?
Somebody said to ask that. Did you hear that?
Who told me to ask that?
I don't know if it was one of.
You know, I would think they would say.
Or if it was one of, but
I
somebody
think.
said, ask if you were to get arrested or anybody. I know you were gonna ask that.
I was gonna ask it, but then I felt like, oh, you're a streamer. You know what I mean?
Pay for your own
You
way.
pay your own way.
Right.
But or your viewers pay, because.
Yeah, but then again, if you're going in there and you're doing.
I don't know. I'm just over it, dude. I'm really over it. I mean, being able to see all that. I mean, that's great. I want that. I want that, you know, for them. You know what I'm saying? See, like, look, drop. Just keep on dropping. You know what I mean? I talk about money. Keep dropping it. But whatever. I'm over it. Y'all take care. Have a good night. I'll be in the truck. Peace.